new to the show, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, hit that notification button. Like up my videos, help support the channel. Thank you all. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? I'm your host, Andrew26101 Show. I want to thank everybody who's live at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, January the 11th, 2020. I want to thank everybody, those of y'all who are tuning in to today's show, those of y'all who are just getting on, those of y'all who are going to get on, thank you all. New subscribers, shout out to Elijah, I see you in the building. Those of y'all who are just getting on, man, state your name, let me know where you're from. I'll go ahead and represent your town. Go ahead and give you guys a shout out. But listen, man. So I came across this article, right, with Meek Mills. Meek Mill says, make money and forget about women. That's a very powerful statement. Shout out to Boss 90. I see you, Javon, in the building. Chronicles, AJ. What's going on, brother? What's going on? I see y'all in the building. Thank you all for joining the Andrew26101 Show. Meek Mill says, make money and forget about women. Dream Chasers boss Meek Mills. Okay. He said, make money and forget about women. So Meek Mill says, advice for all guys to make money and forget about falling in love or anything related to girlfriends. According to him, the whole girlfriend thing is just something temporary. In a subliminal tweet, Meek Mills was telling probably one of his friends that while they were busy making money and doubling up the figures in their bank accounts, he was busy chasing love, only to be left by the very girl he fell for. Meek Mills wrote it, I had to tell my dog them birds come last, we on a mission. If it ain't your wife or your kids, mom, it come last. You took a year off to find love and she left you with an athlete. You wasted the whole squad's time. We was on money mission, my G, LOL. That girlfriend shit temporary. And this is some advice that Meek Mills was giving to his girlfriend, okay? Now, you guys say to yourself, well, why would Meek Mills, of all people, give advice about leave them hoes alone and start chasing money? I've done it before. I said this to you guys too before. Leave them girls alone and start chasing money. Why? Because when you have money, you can create an empire for yourself, a future that doesn't involve anyone but yourself. Shout out to P Capes TV. Yo, what's good? What's going on? He was on point. I made this mistake before. We all have. Everybody has chased women and not chased money. Now, this was just an advice he was giving to a homeboy of his. Now, why would you think that Meek Mills, of all people, would give advice about chasing money instead of women? Well, let's start off first with Meek Mill's career. Before we get into the whole politics of a stupid-ass bitch judge who tried to lock him up and throw away the key, and a sadistic, crazy girlfriend who just wants to showcase of a trophy case of a boyfriend, Nicki Minaj, we're going to talk about the number one woman that was in his life before he became famous. Of course, the baby mama. Now, I know a lot of y'all may be looking at this baby mama and say to yourself, well, you know what? She's not that attractive. Most rappers, okay, newsflash, okay? Let me say this to you guys. Most rappers that start off in the game don't have attractive women. Why? And I've always said this before, and I said this before in my videos, but I'm going to, since we're in 2020, got to recap and do something different. Your money is a reflection of the type of woman you can have on your arm. At the time, Meek Mills doesn't have a lot of money. Okay, he was fresh out of Philly, a dude who just got signed to a record label, and people need to understand these dudes ain't got millions of dollars because they have to, they may have maybe $100,000 that the industry or whatever record company probably gives them to use that money to help produce their albums or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I don't know the whole A&R thing that they do behind scenes with music, but he's not rich. Okay, he hasn't gotten to the money yet. So obviously, this is his baby mom's, okay? Now, the reason why I bring this up is Meek Mill has made a name for himself in the rap game. But it didn't come without a price. The Philadelphia rapper relationship with his baby mom and his son fell off. Apart during his rise to stardom. So him and his baby moms fell apart during his rise to stardom. Usually in the case of the baby mama and the rap star who doesn't have the money, he's not that famous. This usually does happen 9 times out of 10. He has been on the go nonstop promoting his music. You see, when you're focusing on your dreams, that's why he calls his mixtapes Dream Chaser. Meek Mill had a vision of being a boss before he became one. And most successful people envision themselves of being in a certain place in life before they become that boss. So when you have a woman by your side, she has to envision your plan and stay with you through thick and thin. She has to see the vision of your plan in order for her to become that one. 9 times out of 10, fellas, and this is a crazy thing, but the truth of the matter is this: a lot of women don't envision the man's mission. And this is why 9 times out of 10, a lot of relationships break up. She wants to do her own thing. Maybe she's just impatient and she hasn't received or seen the money coming yet. And he hasn't made the money yet. He's still a struggling artist and he's still trying to climb up the ladder. It happens all the time to a lot of these artists before they hit the jackpot. So 9 times out of 10, the woman ends up not staying with the man. Because listen, man, I don't mean to just downplay women, but listen, I can only speak on this based on my experiences dealing with failed relationships with women. Most women do not envision the man's prophecy. They don't envision the man's plan. So the first thing is to panic, is to freak out, especially if there's some money involved, and for her to dip. If she doesn't see the man making the money right now and don't have what he want or what she wants in a man, like a stability right now, she doesn't see the plan in the future. She doesn't see the prophecy of what this man could bring to the family table. So her first reaction is to, I gotta dip, I gotta be with a man who got that money, who could take care of me. She didn't see the envision of what this man is capable of becoming. Meek Mill blasts his baby moms over child support payments, so she decides to get him on child support. Meek Mill has been rumored to have hooked up with Rihanna, Black China, and a Houston stripper, and other groupies. Now, this is just tabloids and media is just making their speculations, but so what? This comes with the price with fame. After you've been dogged out by a lot of women, you don't see women anymore as being an asset of a relationship collaborator or a relationship partner. You see them as just a natural resources to fuck and bang and slang and dip, because we were put on this earth, men, to soak our oats. That's the truth. But anyways, these two decided to break up, right? Now, throughout the turmoils of the relationship, this is the only type of relationship he really had that was really solid in his life. Unfortunately, but this has happened. So Meek Mill goes on to dating, rap, celebrities and people in the entertainment business like Nicki Minaj, who Nicki Minaj uses a lot of men for showcase to promote her shit. So, and then, he's dating models here and there, and IG models, Instagram models, and stuff like that. He has a baby mama, second baby mama on the way. Then he decides to go foreign with this Russian chick, right? So after all the failed relationships, he decides to date foreign women. Now, listen, man. I'm just going to say it like this, man. All right. After failed relationships, you gotta understand this is his foreign woman. Like, by the way, the Russian chick. That's one of his ex-girlfriends that he was with. Okay. This Russian woman had like like a giant. They're saying that she had like she decided to get giant implants after the fact. After this, now this is after. Now these pictures are before, but after they started dating, she got implants, big butts, and all of a sudden her titties got a lot bigger. But you know, I wonder who paid for them. But you know, your guess is as good as mine. But after failed relationships, even with this chick, right? This is another chick that he dated. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys this. Okay, this is another. Her name is Nisa Hot. Nisa, I guess her name is. Okay, this is another chick. Now, obviously, you know, Meek Mill has a wonderful taste for women. You know, these are the type of women he's really into. But he started dating these type of black women, and then he started to date the Russian chick. Now, back then when he was dating the Russian chick in 2017, a lot of black women weren't too happy, and they said, you can't find a real sister. You got to go out there and date yourself a white girl. Well, listen, man. When you're being put in positions, when you date a certain type of woman and you start to see these patterns all be the same, all these women are the same, they all want money, nothing is ever genuine. The only thing that was actually genuine to him was possibly his baby moms, but then his baby moms became the same type of groupie bitches that he was fucking with, because they all wanted one thing: money. His baby moms didn't see the potential in him until after he got famous. Then she decided to want to put him on child support. Ain't that a bitch? But this is the type of lifestyle that a lot of these celebrity men, or even men in period. You don't even have to be a Meek Mills. You could be a regular person who's on the come up like Meek Mills, and then when you get remember what I said, when you get the money, you get better qualities of women throwing themselves at you. I am not lying to you. It's the damn truth. But it makes you think to yourself, right? If that's the case, hold on, give me a second here. Shout out to everybody that's in the building, man. Shout out to everybody that's in the building, man. Thank you all for joining the Andrew 26101 show. After all the failed relationships that Meek Mills has endured within his career, with dealing with certain types of women, have you noticed that all of his problems is related to women? And also, the people who had the gateway keys to him being free was a woman. The judge was a woman. His downfall in his relationships were with women. His problems in life were with women. This judge wanted to lock him away. This judge was a former actress, believe it or not, a failed actress, who then became a judge. She wanted to put him away for a long time for popping a willie, and this is one of our own type of women that wanted to do this to this black man. So it makes you think to yourself, we don't have no type of support. Not even our own women want to see us succeed. Because she was unsuccessful being an actress. And all she saw was, oh, Meek Mills, oh, he has a lot of money. He's talking to different women, and he probably has a lot of girls, and Nicki Minaj, and he broke up with her. No, listen, all the bit, he went out with a Russian girl out there. All this is emotions. She wanted to lock him away based on her emotions. Meek Mills decided to say this, right? His friend was following the same footsteps, and he gave advice to his friend. That was see, this one thing I respect about Meek Mills. Not only was he fighting for prison reform, but he saw what the system was doing to young black men. And he talked. I'm pretty sure he interacted with a lot of black men inside the cell. He realized that there's a bigger fight besides what's going on in the streets. Because a person like Meek Mill has opened his eyes and he's seen what's really going on. He's seen what really going on, and I'm proud of him that he's able to get out. He snapped out of the simpish mode. I mean, look, hypothetically speaking, though, he was talking to a friend, okay, and he tweeted, "I had to tell my dog them birds come last. We on a mission. If it ain't your wife or your kid's mom, it comes last. Those are the two important things, your wife or your kid's mom. And sometimes your kid's mom's on some stupid bullshit as well as your wife can be. And that's when you have to rise above the emotions of being around women and use logic and get out of a situation that you know is not beneficiary for you, man." And this is no disrespect to women, but we need to really, this is just a healing process for men. There is no type of counseling for men whatsoever. There is toxic women that have toxic behaviors and come from toxic family household structures that get involved into these relationships with us. And they bring their toxic environment from where they come from around us. But of course, they're going to turn around and say, "Well, he hurt me so bad. He disrespected me." They will say the most foulest shit about you if they don't like you, if they want to extort you, if they want to get money out you, if they just downright jealous. There's women that are jealous of men. There are women that are jealous of you, men, believe it or not. And some will say, "Well, how can women be jealous of men?" You'll be surprised. Go out there and interact with a female, or talk to a female and have another female right next to you. And let's just say that she has a thing for you, but you're not giving her the attention that she needs. What is the reaction that you're going to get from that female? She's going to get an attitude. She's going to be very rude, very disrespectful towards you, and probably might try to throw you underneath the bus because she's not getting your attention. He said this to his friend: "You took a year off to find love." Now, this is a guy that was part of the project, the MGM, the GMG. I don't know what the fuck they call their group, but he's part of the project group, his homie. So he's all caught up with this girl. He's all in his feelings. And Meek Mill's pretty much said, "You took a year off to find love, and she left with an athlete. You wasted the whole squad's time. We was on a money mission, my G, LOL." He wrote, "That girlfriend's shit is temporary." Now, you say to yourself, with all the experiences that Meek Mill has been through with women, from his baby moms and going towards dating other women in his life, I mean, you really start to think to yourself, well, why would Meek Mill say something like that, and what power of position does he have? Since he's been through that. Oh, he was the same guy that was simping over Nicki Minaj. Yeah, of course. But who hasn't simped before? You have to learn and grow with these experiences, being with these toxic type of people, in order for you to be strong enough to let it go. It's not always about the looks, fellas. If a woman cannot treat you the way she's supposed to treat you, get rid of her. Don't be disrespectful. Don't just kick out the house. Just give her the silent treatment and plan for your escape. Shout out to everybody in the building, man. I see y'all in the building, man. Thank you all for joining the Andrew 26101 show. Get those thumbs up. Chronicles of AJ says, if rappers were smart, they should have dated girls from overseas. But see, this girl that he's dating is from overseas, who's Russian. So don't think that overseas women ain't toxic either. Because a lot of overseas women, when they come over here, it's sad to say this, but when they do come over here, they're heavily influenced by westernized culture, because they see the lifestyle that, especially, look, that's this foreign chick right there. She's Russian. And she wasn't about him. She was about living a certain lifestyle. What's going on, 16? I see you, baby. Shout out to you. Shout out to Chronicle. Shout out to Boss 90. Those of y'all want me to give y'all a shout out? Go ahead. Write down something. I'll give you a shout out. You want me to shout out a family, friend, members, whatever. We are live on the Andrew 26101 show. We're talking about dating and relationships, man, for men. Meek Mill's giving advice to men and watching out for toxic type of women. This is the type of stuff that we really need in hip-hop culture, or just in culture, period. Because most men don't listen, it's a taboo thing for most men to talk about toxic women in relationships, but most men are starting to come out now and speak upon their experiences dealing with their past. This woman could have been the one for him to ride into the sunset, but she wasn't patient enough, and she didn't see the envision. Now, they always say some rappers you see right now, you see like a person like T.I. with Tiny, and people will say, oh, well, Tiny's so unattractive. I used to think that way too, don't get me wrong. But then I look beyond just her just being unattractive. Tiny has some really great qualities to her as a woman that a lot of women don't have. No matter how much T.I. has done, or he cheated or she cheated or whatever. Look, at the end of the day, it don't matter who did what first. At the end of the day, they're still with each other. There's something about them two that can't be separated. Because at the end of the day, everybody else is just for fun and games. Most of these women don't know how to be girlfriend materials. They want something they can show off on national TV, or oh, look at me, I'm with Meek Mills and that bang bang bang. I'm with a thug, like, oh, I'm trying to boost album sales. Or the next Instagram model that's just trying to date the next rapper so that way she could boost her career up. I mean, most of these rappers know that. Or you got the overseas chick that's just trying to get a come up, or she's trying to get a record deal, or probably a modeling deal that's going to help her and her family. Because just imagine, man, she's got pictures with Meek Mill. She posts that up on Instagram, and she says, I'm an inspirational model, or I'm trying to do this and do that. Listen, just for her looking the way she does already, she's going to have a lot of hits as it is. But now that she's with a celebrity and she's hooked up with a celebrity, it's even better for her and her situation. Women are the ultimate opportunists when it comes down to a man's success, and when it comes down to feeding off of a man's success. I don't see too many men doing that with women, though. Not really. At least in my understandings, I don't really see that. Dark says, disregard females acquire currency, Junior Mafia. Now, I never say, well, fuck bitches get money. I never say, like, well, I used to say that when I was younger, but I'm a little bit more on a mature approach, and I like the way Meek Mills is handling this, you know, when he's talking to his homie. Because out of all people, Meek Mills would be the perfect inspirational person to speak to when it comes down to women. The reason why I say that is he has a lot of experience dealing with all types of women. He's been around a lot of attractive women. The women that we wish we could lay up with. He's been around that. And he could solely tell you, it's not even worth it. At the end of the day, there's lawsuits. There's people pointing out fake allegations on you. They can get you for weight. Listen, man. People right now, have you look at it like this? Like, have you guys noticed this, right? Before we got into the next century, right? 2020. Like, around 2017 to 2019, have you noticed that our favorite childhood actors that we grew up with watching, like Bill Cosby, The Cosby Show, then comes R. Kelly, that came out in the early, like, late 80s, I think. Like, no, I think early 90s or some shit like that. R. Kelly came out. All of a sudden, before the century has hit, all these black artists are hit with rape allegations, sexual assault. You know, from Michael Jackson to, you know, Prince had a little bit of his controversy situation going on, to Bill Cosby putting pills in women's drinks, you know, to R. Kelly. I mean, it's like, I don't know about you folks, but it just seems like year after year after year, it's like you say to yourself, like, damn, they taking a lot of our black inspirational people that we look up to when we were kids. And we're like, damn, they really taking us out. Cuban Gordon Jr. now, they fucking with him now. I start to really sit back and think to myself, right? And I'm a really logical, I'm very analytic, when it comes down to certain type of things, talking about certain discussions. And when I see this pattern, Bill Cosby was about to get a multi-billion-dollar deal with CBS. And it so happens that all these bitches out of nowhere said, he raped me, he did this, he did that. Why didn't you guys come out years ago? Oh, well, we were scared of him. Scared of Bill Cosby? like, come on, y'all make it seem like Bill Cosby is like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre or something. The way they paint him out is, oh my God, he's filthy. I'm so scared of him. Wesley Snipes. I mean, it's like sooner or later, I'm surprised they didn't get Denzel yet. It's like every single black inspirational person they're trying to take out. They ain't get Wesley Snipes yet. They gonna wait till 35 years. They gonna wait till maybe like 15, 20 years later. You're gonna see Cuban Gordon Jr. locked up in jail for 10 years. They got OJ. Well, OJ's a different story, man. He kind of fucked himself up, but still. Denzel's very low-key. Wonder why Denzel Washington's very low-key. Have you noticed that a lot of these actors, these black actors that are from the 90s, a lot of them, they're very low-key. You don't hear nothing about them anymore. You would think that even with comedy, right? Comedy. I love comedy. But if you got a motherfucker like David Chappelle, who's willing to turn down millions of dollars and pack his black ass on a plane and go straight to Africa and live in Africa, that speaks volumes. Ludacris just got his citizenship in Cambodia, I think, in Africa. What is that telling you, folks? You've got artists, rap artists that are getting passports and putting their money in banks overseas. They're not telling you guys this, though. But the rich people know. Most of their money are going overseas to banks. They've got property invested overseas. Most of them are trying to live overseas. But what it is this. They're trying to get as much money as they can right now, while they're still hot and they're in America. Of course, they got multi-millions of dollars, but all that money could be taken away. But what they do is they divide that money so that way the banks don't see that they're doing any type of money laundering, because the feds will catch on to these motherfuckers for doing that. It's not that it's not illegal, but at the same time, they're just going to give them a hassle like, oh, why are you sending $200,000 overseas or whatever? It's just like Afeni Shakur with Tupac. Afeni Shakur, I believe it was, she was sending money to Cuba. Thousands of dollars to Cuba. And they were trying to figure out, well, why is she sending all this money over there to Cuba? Some people are speculating that Tupac faked his death, and he has a place over there in Cuba. But listen, faking your death and trying to escape media and try to escape debts from the banks, when you have a money that long, like Michael Jackson, Meek Mill, or any one of these entertainers who have millions of dollars, you can do anything with money. Money talks. You can change your whole identity. You can fake your own death. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Tupac did fake his death and he's still alive. It wouldn't surprise me. Why should it? Meek Mills is planning. He's like every other rap artist is, or any other entertainers, or anybody who's in the upper field. Or you don't even have to be an entertainer. You could be somebody who's just doing investments, just like the white people do. I learn from the white people. I see what they're doing when they capitalize on investments, when they are opening shares in stocks. I've been doing that. So what they do is they plan themselves to get whatever type of natural resources they can. See, America is a place of opportunities to make money. It's not a place to raise families. And I'm just going to be honest with you. America has not become that place to raise families. America has not become the place to have good relationships with anybody, with women or people in general. The hard truth of reality is this: America is a cold, cold place. People are for themselves. Color is not an issue. People just don't like you because they're for themselves. We are living in a selfish society where everybody thinks about themselves. Meek Mills would like to talk a lot about things and expose a lot of things, but he can't. Just that powerful message alone makes you really think. Now, some of y'all might say to yourself, well, how do I know all this information about rappers investing their money into banks overseas and stuff like that? Because I'm going to tell y'all something. I used to work at a car auction. Okay? A lot of these people are buying foreign cars from different countries. They bring them over here and they do it for exchanges. They make their money. Just think about it. You buy yourself a Lamborghini from overseas, or let's just say hypothetically, let's just say a Ferrari. Ferraris are what, German cars? Okay. You go ahead and buy yourself a Ferrari in the United States, you're going to be paying anywhere from at least close to what, maybe $250,000, right? So that same car that costs $250,000, the value of that car is not $250,000. What it is they're tagging you with the sales tax, the shipping costs, and all the other extra costs for that vehicle itself. And if you decide to want to get upgraded, added features, obviously a special sports pack, obviously that's going to be a lot more money. But if you actually buy it from their country, you're actually buying it for half the price. So a lot of these rappers do buy cars from overseas. They have them shipped over here. Instead of paying it at the dealership, they actually they buy it in the country because it's a lot cheaper. But a lot of people think that a lot of these rappers go to these dealers, these dealerships, and buy these fancy expensive cars, when really and truly they shop on the net and they get their custom expensive car from a different country. It doesn't go through the dealership. It goes directly from a different country and it gets shipped to them. That way they avoid any type of dealer fees, any type of expensive shipping costs, and eventually they end up selling it to make a profit off of it. So they double their money. I wouldn't be surprised if Meek Mill has property over there overseas. That wouldn't shock me. Shout out to everybody that's on the line right now. We got 13 people, man. Get those thumbs up, man. Thank you all for joining the Andrew 26101 show. But this is just really knowledge. There's some real knowledge here, folks. It really makes you think to yourself that a man like Meek Mills can say such a powerful message. And I'm proud of this guy, man. Like, at first, he was a bonehead because he got influenced with the whole, before he went to jail, it was just, getting at Drake with, back to back and falling into, he just started acting like an emotional idiot because he was with Nicki Minaj. Nicki Minaj was obviously bringing this guy's career down. Ferrari's from Italy. I apologize for that. Ferrari is an Italian car. But I'm just saying, if it was the roles reversed, even if it's from Italy or whatever, even if he bought the Ferrari from Italy, he's not going to be paying those overly expensive fees for the car. And it's custom made. He gets it for the low. A lot cheaper than actually going through the dealership. Just think about it. So when he gets that car over here, he can easily flip it and sell it. And it's legal. So that one car that he bought, that's a Ferrari, that could be $120,000. As soon as he gets it shipped from Italy, he could turn around and sell that car for $220,000. And guess what? He just made himself an extra $100,000 profit. A lot of these rappers, see, there's a lot of secrets that a lot of rappers, people used to be thinking like, oh, rappers just, they buy clothing lines, they do invest. A lot of these rappers do a lot of investments, man, behind the scenes. A lot of them are doing what the white man have been doing for years when they're celebrities. They invest into companies. They get endorsements. That's where they get their money from, especially these rappers. These rappers get most of their money from overseas. You know how many fans are buying these tickets? They don't care how much the tickets are. Like a person like Michael Jackson could be, like, let's just say if Michael Jackson was still alive. Let's just say Chris Brown, right? Chris Brown, for instance, Chris Brown's alive. Let's just say Chris Brown is dead. Like nobody, like he's not dead lyrically, but like his music is dead. Nobody's listening to his music. But Chris Brown decides to go overseas. People are still rocking with him overseas, and they're willing to pay what was once $45 to $150 a ticket for Chris Brown tickets. He won't be making that anymore in America, let's just say 20, 30 years down the line, because he's old. Nobody wants to 20 years, and nobody wants to listen to Chris Brown in 20 years. You know what I'm saying? So, but people from overseas who are diehard fans will pay that money to see that. That's why they randomly mention a brand in their lyrics, of course. Just like Nipsey Hussle, who passed away. Nipsey Hussle had endorsements. You think that Nipsey Hussle was the only smart person to make y'all think, y'all black folks think, that he was the only black smart person to come up with his own clothing line? No, it's been going on for years. Nipsey Hussle look up to people like Jay-Z. Everybody knows Jay-Z, right? Despite if you like his music or not, that's your discretion, that's your opinion. At the end of the day, Jay-Z don't give a shit about what me and you think. Because at the end of the day, he's self-made. Regardless if you like the man or not, same thing with Diddy and every other black entertainers that's out there. They are self-made. So their money comes a lot from the sales that they make in their music, but also behind the scenes of investments, of dealing with right accountants and managing their money and making the proper investments. A lot of these rappers that you see, like Diddy and all these people, a lot of them have banks overseas. They have property overseas. Why is that? Why is there a lot of celebrities buying property overseas? And why is it a lot of celebrities have property in California? Even the ones in Cleveland have property in California. I'll tell you why. Why is it that a lot of celebrities live in California? Even though California is a very expensive state to live in. I'll tell you why. It's because that is their money-making cow. Hollywood. You want to do endorsements, you want to do TV deals and all that other stuff, that's where the money is. Why do you think a lot of these entertainers and rap artists, no matter where they're from, they're all moving to California? And a lot of them have property out of the state or out of the country because they're planning to get that money while they can, while they're relevant. And once they get a lot of money, also they doing the tours overseas. So that money is even added up. Shout out to everybody that's in the building, by the way. That money is even added up. So as soon as Meek Mills, guarantee you, as soon as Meek Mills get to a point where he's at his prime and he's at the end of his career and he's just going to suck whatever type of resources he can, he's a hustler. Just like Jay-Z. I look up to people like Jay-Z. He's a hustler. Jay-Z's an ultimate hustler of all hustlers. He's broken boundaries that I've never seen any black person ever do. Jay-Z is a billionaire. A billionaire. A little past Diddy. Diddy's almost there too. But he's a billionaire. So he's making I mean, just think of it right now, man. 30 years ago, would you honestly say to yourself, we saw a black man making endorsement deals with the NFL commission? A black man's getting a piece of the ownership of the NFL. He got a piece of the New Jersey Nets. I mean, this stuff is unheard of. You don't see black people doing this type of shit. We'll never get to that league. That's like, mostly white people shit when they get that money. But Jay is trying to break boundaries down, and then you got some black folks hating on him. Because, oh, well, he don't care about it. Kaepernick. I'm for Kaepernick. I'm not for Jay-Z. A lot of people were saying that shit. But nobody knew what Jay-Z's intentions was all about. Because all they saw him doing was just making endorsements and deals from the background. You don't know what he was going to do. Nobody does. But Jay is just showing what he's doing behind scenes. He's trying to educate people. Same thing with Meek Mills. The only difference is that Meek Mills and a person like Nipsey Hussle was actually doing it in front of everybody. And letting the black community know, hey, this is the way you got to do it. Jay-Z is not really that type. Jay-Z is the type that will do shit that's business-wise and expect for you to look and see what he's doing, instead of him telling you. Why do you think him and Jay-Z has formed a pact to do something with system reform? This is powerful stuff, man. This is powerful stuff, man, but it's deeper than just women. I know it's a little bit off the subject, though. I was talking more of career standpoints and money and being empowered. But all of Meek Mill's downfalls in life, and I'm seeing it right now, in the rap world. I can't really talk about his street world, what he was like before he got into the rap scene, because I don't know him personally. I don't know him as a street person personally. People know him on the streets of Philly, but I don't know who he is. But obviously, you have to mature in this game, because you're no longer in the streets. You're a celebrity. You're somebody of worth. But listen, this got me really thinking to myself, right? Like a person like Meek Mills. It takes a lot of courage as a black man to really let go of the things that could define you of who you should be, rather than who you are. I know he could say to himself, at least when I was with my baby moms, I was myself. But I'm sure he's gonna say, well, the bitch turned on me when I started getting that bag. And all of a sudden, it's like she just wanted me for the money. Next minute, she taking me for child support. Ain't that something? There's a powerful message behind what he's saying. Meek Mills has been through child support. He's been paying child support since 2013. Okay. So a person like Meek Mills can give me advice and give everybody advice, and I will respect his advice because of his experience. Just like I expect most of you guys to respect my experience because of my experience, or expect what I'm speaking on regarding to women based on my experiences. I've been a simp before. I ain't got no shame in my shit. Who hasn't been? A lot of y'all will just fake, falsely admit that you weren't a simp. Everybody had to be a simp in order for you to become logical. You got to get fucked over. You got to do dumb shit. You got to get fucked over in relationships by women in order for you to understand women. You also got to play a simp role in order for you to understand women. So I'm actually kind of glad the women did the shit that they did in my life, because it actually made me wake up and realize what I was dealing with in the first place. See, women don't realize, even with the bullshit games, the cheating, the infidelity, and all the other shit that they do, the thirst for attention on social media, the constant disrespect that they give towards men. Listen, besides all that, this gives men everywhere a wake-up call to really correct themselves in their actions of who they are. So a person like Meek Mills have woken up, and if this is what you want to call red pill, yeah, so be it. It's red pill. And he's realized that this is not the way to go, because he sees it within his friend. I'm going to read the story one more time that he said before I go ahead and sign off. Dream Chasers boss Meek Mills has advice for all guys to make money and forget about falling in love or anything related to girl or girlfriend. According to him, the whole girlfriend thing is just something temporary. The whole girlfriend thing is just something temporary. See, that can go in so many different ways, though. And it means very powerful, because if she hasn't become your wife, fellas, and this is being real, because I understand what Meek Mills is saying. It makes perfect sense. If she hasn't become your wife or the mother of your kids, let that bitch go. Because guess what? You've got nothing that she can hold on to. She's got nothing on you. She can't hold you for your resources. She's just a dub. Let that bitch ride. No disrespect to the females. But this is men talk. This is therapy. Meek Mills is saying that. Now, this is what it's saying. He's tweeted to his friend. He was telling probably one of his friends that while they were busy making money and doubling the figures in the bank account, he was busy chasing love, only to be left by the very girl he fell for. See, look at that powerful message. Now, he's talking about his friend. While they were chasing money and doubling the money in the bank accounts, he's saying his friend was busy chasing love, only to be left by the very girl he fell for. In other words, he was left alone, broken. I had to tell my dog, Meek Mills wrote, them birds come and them birds go. That's just a fiction of reality. Them birds come last, we on a mission. I had to tell my dog, Meek Mill said, them birds come last, we on a mission. If it ain't your wifey or y'all kids' moms, it come last. You took a year off to find love to his friend. He took a whole year off of a project of not even working to go ahead and chase after pussy. And she left the same guy, Meek Mill's friend. This chick ends up leaving this dude for an athlete. So that just shows you right there that the guy who's working with Meek Mills, he's just one of those dudes that's behind the scenes. Because, you know, Meek Mills has a staff crew that helps with his albums and whatever type of shit got going on. You know what I mean? These guys get paid. So they're used to being around celebrities and athletes, even though they're regular people. So he's dating this chick he fell in love with. The guy ended up skipping work for a whole year. Fell in love with a chick to only the chick leaving him for an athlete. So in other words, this chick basically was just trying to get a come up. And who's to know if the chick was trying to fuck Meek Mills? I wouldn't be surprised. course, Meek Mills wouldn't go for that shit, because, come on, man. He ain't with that shit. He ain't with the bullshit. He's about getting his money. And if, hey, bitches come, he'll fuck hoes every now and then, I'm pretty sure. But it's all about getting that money. He didn't care. That girlfriend shit is temporary. He laughed. I mean, this is funny. Just imagine. You just imagine probably the stories that Meek Mills and his friend was talking about. And this guy was probably simping, talking about, oh my God, this girl hurt my feelings. I don't know what to do. Meek Mills would probably say, man, if that's not your wife, if that's not your baby mom's, nigga, that's a temporary mission. For real. Get to that bag. Focus on getting that money. Okay? When you get the money, you get these type of high-grade women. And that's basically what he was telling his homie. Make that money and forget about them women. The guy was with this chick for a while. His friend. And she ends up leaving him for an athlete. Dark says, you lose money chasing after coochie, but you don't lose coochie chasing after money. Yeah, I had a saying like that before. I forgot the whole saying was. I put it on Facebook a long time ago. I said, you never see a man losing money chasing women, but you always see a man losing money. No. I said, wait, I fucked up. I said, you never see a man losing money chasing money, but you always see a man losing money chasing women. You know what I'm saying? Or what you say, or another one would go out. The other one was like, you chase money, then the women will come. You chase women, and the money will go. Basically. And that's the truth. How many of y'all been in relationships with women, and how many of y'all became so flat broke after the motherfucker? Or even during the relationship? I'll tell y'all why. Because there are some women that just want a man for stature, bragging rights, trophy cases. And this is what Meek Mills was to Nicki Minaj, a trophy case. The bitch went from Safari, his goofy ass, then went to Meek Mills, then to Nas. It's like, damn, then she went to some prison nigga? What the fuck? And this dude is a rapist, just like his brother? Come on, that's another story entirely for itself. But that's the truth. Just look at the patterns of Nicki Minaj. Hey, all power to her. I wish her the best. That's all you can say. These bitches are a liability. You're damn right. Toxic, man. It takes a lot to find a woman who want to fuck you up. A true friend to work together. So we living in a day of age of 2020, man. We got to be real with ourselves. And I'm going to be real with you guys too. Relationships are hard. Harder than ever. I'll be surprised if some of y'all are in relationships right now. I guarantee you a lot of y'all are not. And don't feel bad about that. You're actually on a good path. Don't be bad about not having a girlfriend. Don't feel bad about not being in a relationship. Because let me tell you something, man. We living in a toxic ass environment. Relationships are fucked up. Even women can agree with that. Relationships are not the way they used to be. You know what is so funny too? Sometimes I talk to my female friends and I laugh my ass off. And when I write certain things, is it, like the ones that have the attitudes and shit. They be like, oh, you must have been hurt before. I hate when black bitches say that shit. Like the annoying ones. You know, the ones that just want to say some smart shit. When you have something to say regarding to how women can act in certain type of situations. I mean, how is that a bad thing for me pointing out what I see within women? If women can do that with men, why can't men do that with women? Why can't I say, oh, that girl's unattractive without a whole bunch of women ready to beat me up? You ever notice that, fellas? Like, say something to one of these hyena looking bitches. Like one of them. One of them big horse teeth motherfuckers. right? Say something to one of them and say, listen, I don't find this girl attractive. This girl may be identifying herself to the girl that you see on TV that's not attractive. So the first thing she's doing, I should say, she gets mad at you. So she starts yelling at you for not finding this girl attractive. I've been in situations like that before where I got attacked by women verbally because I didn't find a certain woman attractive. I never really understood it, but I understand it now because a lot of these women identify themselves as celebrities. A lot of them want to live like the woman or the girl that's on TV. And it all makes perfect sense. Unlike everybody else, I don't want to be like somebody on TV. Yeah, there's certain type of clothing and styles that I'll probably update and wear, and I look at it, I'm like, yeah, that looks nice. I like that. I'll fuck with that. But I never want to be like somebody on TV. I just want to be myself. I just upgrade myself. Just have fun with life. But relationships and dating, because how do you form a relationship? What's the first steps of forming a relationship? Does anybody know? Anybody? All right, well, I'll tell you. The first form of forming relationships, all right, is dating. It's dating. We can't date in America anymore. Go outside. Do you see people? Do you see couples really together? Do you see men and women holding each other's hands outside? Not really. Go to lounges, go to bars, go to nightclubs. What's the ratio of how many men do you see compared to women out there? What's the ratio of how many men and women do you see in nightclubs? Because I don't know about y'all, but I see a lot of women out. I see more women popping bottles. I see more women acting more masculine, flashing money, showing off what they got, more than men do. What's the reason for that? What's the reason for women not only bracing some sort of femininity, but also that masculine energy as well? What is the reason for all that? Because we're living in a genocidal period where women now are becoming the new age men. That's the truth. Some don't want to hear it, but it is the truth. This is what I see in relationships. Most women are wanting to be the boss. They want to call the shots. They want to tell you what to do. They want to plan your life. Because they are part of the providers. Because they're making the money. But you are too. But because they're making some sort of stability with money, they want to become the leaders of society and the leaders of a relationship. That is one of the reasons too why a lot of relationships have fallen apart. Control. Not just money, but a power for your mind, men. Think about it. The system's got you by the balls. Women have got you by the balls. You get one of these bitches pregnant, it's a wrap. Especially if you're an artist, you already know that. Y'all sweating, y'all like hiding your chains, man. Y'all getting the best lawyers in town. Y'all want to go ahead and give this girl a check. Now just imagine when you get one of these celebrity bitches pregnant. Oh, they coming for top dollars. Because just imagine a chick like Nicki Minaj, man. Chick like Nicki Minaj. A chick like Nicki Minaj got pregnant by Meek Mills. And then they broke up. This bitch would drain his bank account, man. Just being real with you, man. A lot of these girls would probably ask for like 40, 30,000, which is still a lot of money. $20,000, $30,000 a month. Because they want to live as like, oh, my baby needs to live a certain lifestyle. That's their excuses. I think that shit is hella funny when they be saying that shit. That shit fucking make me die laughing, bro. I just be dying. But really and truly, man, I say this, man. The reason for that you don't see a chick like Nicki Minaj being pregnant right off the bat by a lot of these niggas is because they got a lot to lose. They know that. They know that. Meek Mill probably wouldn't even have an industry. He probably wouldn't even have any money in his bank account if he got Nicki Minaj pregnant. Because that bitch will take everything he's worth, trust, and more. Meek Mill says, make money and forget about women. Do you guys believe that? Those of y'all who are not watching the show, I'd like for you guys to rate the video, write your comments down, man, because I read your comments. Write your comments down. Pass my videos around. Are you guys inspired? You never lose money. You never lose money when you're planning out to get that paper. But you lose women when you're trying. You never lose money, I should say. You never lose women chasing after money, but you lose money chasing after women. That's the proper pronunciation or proper words to say. I got a little tongue-tied there. I apologize. I'm only human. But it makes you think to yourself, man, a person like Meek Mill that's giving advice to a friend in need, talking about money. Chase your money and forget about women. These women are some bubble-headed bitches. But see, listen, I'm not going to be out and about here cursing women out because that's not what I'm about. I'm not going to talk shit about them. You know what I'm saying? Because that's not solving the problems. I did that before. That doesn't solve the problems. What solves the problems is us. We got to control what we do, fellas. Just think about it. Don't worry about what the fuck they do. They're already hypnotized by social media and mass stream TVs and all that shit. Don't fall into that trap that these women are doing, searching for like 8,000 likes on social media and having a whole bunch of people follow them. They're just trying to get noticed. A lot of them, 9 times out of 10, be honest with you, a lot of them are trying to get noticed by a person like Meek Mill or a celebrity dude to mention their name. So that way they can get their meal ticket to stardom and fame. We know that. My best advice is this. Chase your money. Don't chase women, no matter where they are. You never lose money. You never lose money when you're focused on the prize. You lose women when you're not focusing on the prize. Like, for instance, how can I say this in a proper way? When you have a goals in mind to get money, women will follow you. They will hang on to you like magnets to where you have the choosing and the choice of what type of women you need to, that suits you, depending on what you're looking for. But at the end of the day, if you're looking for a solid, committed relationships that a lot of people are pretty much searching for, we could say men and women are, there are men and women out there that are searching for good, solid relationships. But we're living in a day of age and era that people are not looking for that. It's always what they can get out of somebody. That's what people are looking for. The benefits, reaping your rights, stripping your balls, so that they can put it between their ovaries and say, I'm the man. Do we really want to tolerate that? How do we get the power back in balance? Focus on yourself, fellas. Get that money. Save. Save for a rainy day. Have a vision. Have a plan for yourselves. Stop chasing women, and they will start chasing you.